I don't ever wear safety equipment. Here.
Jill, how big he learns by now? Of course he doesn't.
I have a pair of knee pads somewhere.
Too cool for such a thing.
I'm just too like, let's get it done, let's get it done.
Ah.
I'm surprised it's still 2020.
I don't know why I'm doing this. I guess to get ready for cameras.
All right, it's 10 o'clock.
I see that. Sounds like I'm live.
You are just now.
Okay. It is 10 o'clock. We will call this is a special meeting today, I believe, right?
Yes.
The special meeting of December 9th, 2021, Trinity County Board of Supervisors to session. And Supervisor Cox, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So because this is a special meeting, we won't be having a general public comment period. And we will jump right into consent calendar. Do any supervisors or have any, would any supervisors like to pull anything from the consent calendar before I open it up to public comment?
I have a question about 1.4. I guess that requires pulling it to ask that.
Okay. And is there any public comment on the consent calendar?
I don't know if it's I have a comment. My question is that, Keith made a comment the other day about being prepared for the snow and stuff up in northern Trinity County. And my concern is if we don't maintain Coffee Creek Road and keep it open, then get rid of the hazard materials and the trees and stuff will be impossible. So I just think you guys need to take that into consideration and make sure that Coffee Creek Road is maintained for the hazard waste material removal. So anyway, that's something I have to talk about.
Thank you.
I'll just answer that. I have talked to the head of DOT, and they are staging equipment up there and do understand that issue.
Okay, good.
Any public comment on Zoom, Emma?
Nope.
Okay, with that we will close public comment. And Jill, you did say you wanted to pull item 1.4. Okay, can we get a motion on the rest of the agenda?
Sure, I would move to adopt the rest of the consent calendar as presented.
I will second.
Motion by Supervisor Cox, second by Supervisor Gogan. Supervisor Gogan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Supervisor Cox.
Aye.
Supervisor Groves.
Aye.
Supervisor Frazier.
Aye.
Thank you.
And item 1.4.
Yeah, just wanting to revisit that we were going to be presented with more information on this. This just isn't that time. We just need to move forward now, and we'll hear about that later.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
The November 16th meeting, staff was directed to bring back all the ordinances, emergency ordinances, and we will do that right after the first of the year, the 21st. With everybody traveling and vacations, we weren't able to do that, but we'll do it right after the first of the year. So this will be included in that, but until then, we still kind of have business as usual.
Most certainly.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I would move to adopt 1.4 as presented.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Motion, Vice Chair, I believe we need to have public comment on
Oh,
this
yeah.
item. Can you just call for that first, please?
Yeah, okay. Do we have any public comment on this item?
I have none in the room and none on Zoom. Thank
Right.
you. And I will accept the motion by Supervisor Cox and the second by Supervisor Frazier. Supervisor Frazier, how do you vote?
Aye.
Supervisor Cox.
Aye.
Supervisor Groves.
Aye.
Supervisor Gogan.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a good catch.
Yes, thank you. All right, moving on to item 2.1, County Administrative Office. Introduce and waive the reading of an ordinance amending Trinity County Code Section 1.08 pertaining to the supervisorial district boundaries based on the 2021 redistricting process.
I think we have Jerry on the line and also Susie on the line, so I think we're at that point where the workshop, we finalized the board's wishes on the redistricting, so either Jerry or Susie, jump in and.
Yeah, again, Susie Hawkins. This is the first step in adopting that map that you guys worked on at our workshop on Monday. Since we're doing it as an ordinance, it is a two-step process. We will introduce it, waive the reading today. We'll bring it back on the 21st of December to waive the second reading and enact it. The boundaries are listed. We've listed the census blocks in here as the definitions for the boundaries. Council confirmed that that was an acceptable way to do it. Instead of trying to draft legal descriptions in a extremely short time frame, the concern was if we drafted legal descriptions and there was an error in them, it's extremely messy to try and fix. So we listed the census blocks as the boundary definitions. And they're based on the map that you guys drew on the 6th.
Does anyone have any questions for Susie? And is there any public comment on this?
I have none in the room. I have no raised hands and no new chats.
Board has more discussion, or if
Does anybody have any questions for Jerry, for anyone else, or would someone care to make a motion?
That's what I saw. So those census boundaries, or those voting boundaries don't ever change?
Census block boundaries?
Yeah, census block boundaries, do they?
I can speak to that.
Okay.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
They are referenced in the ordinance as the 2020 U.S. Census blocks. The 2020 U.S. Census blocks, there's also, you can go back and get from the Census Bureau, there are 10 census blocks, there's 2,000 census blocks, there will be 2031s, and some of them probably will change. But the reference to 2020 census blocks is, that is just something that will not change. That will forever be, once they're no longer current in 2030 or 2031, whatever it'll be, they'll still be archived and available. So it's something that will not change in the next decade, and the reference to 2020 census blocks is to something that won't change, if it makes sense.
So does our register of voters have is this an easy thing for them to send out ballots to the right places? Do they have this in their computer to know who lives where?
I do know that we're going to be assisting the elections official for the county with the drawing of new precincts to the new supervisorial districts, and so we'll be available to help in kind of all matters that relate to figuring out, which addresses fall within which block or district, or kind of all of those different things. So we're going to be assisting with that.
So since Shanna's not on the line, I'll just take that she has no objection.
So I'll see if I can weigh in real quick. We did run it by her that we're going to be using census blocks, and she didn't express any strong objections. I know she had hopes to be here, but she had another conflicting schedule with the Secretary of State's office for the redistricting process at the same time. So unfortunately, couldn't be on both meetings. But she did not express any strong concerns with us using the census blocks as the boundary definitions.
Thank you, Susan. I have no further questions.
Is county council on the line too? Do we have?
I don't see her on the line.
Okay.
But Susie plays attorney all the time, so.
Well, my only question would have been, some of our public comment was that if we split Post Mountain, we're going to be sued, and I was wondering if county council's happy with the way we did this, that our map is going to hold up in court. I believe personally that we did everything we were supposed to, but I wanted to make sure that county council felt that way.
Like the jury's on the line, and they have legal counsel too, so I guess we could propose that question to him, that as long as we followed everything, the census and the redistricting rules, I don't see an issue with that. But Jerry, are you comfortable with the process and believe that everything was followed correctly?
My understanding of the law is that that you did do everything properly. I think we talked about it in the workshop on Monday. That was 3 days ago, wasn't it? We talked about it in a workshop on Monday, but there would have been a lot of trade-offs to trying to keep Post Mountain fully within one district. And for example, that would have required, I believe it would have required splitting Mad River and Ruth across different districts. And we also received very specific public comment requesting that those two communities be kept together and kept together in District 5. So I think so there's sort of conflicting public comment about different things. And so ultimately, y'all had to make a decision about what you thought was best based off of all of the different inputs. And I think there are different options, and not everybody can win. We knew that the final map would have to be a compromise, but I think you've followed all the criteria correctly, as I understand it.
Thank you. Any further questions?
I think we're good.
Somebody make a motion?
I'll move to accept the ordinance pertaining to the redistricting.
I'll second. Seeing no further comments, motion by Supervisor Groves, second by Supervisor Cox. Supervisor Cox, how do you vote?
Aye.
Supervisor Groves,
Aye.
Supervisor Gogan,
Aye.
Supervisor Frazier.
Aye.
Thank you.
And then we bring this back on the 21st for the regular meeting.
Correct.
All right.
And when does this take effect on January 1?
I thought it was 30 days after or is it January 1?
No, it's 30 days after enactment, so it'll be 30 days from December 21st, assuming that you guys enact it on the 21st.
All right, thank you. And it looks like we are adjourned. That was good.
Hey, if you're gonna do this every
Not a
time,
world record right there.
You're gonna be the chair like this all the time.
13-minute
Mine
meeting.
and you got me.
Yeah, all you have to do is 6 meetings of prep and the last one goes.
Yeah.
20 hours of prep.
Oh.
But